Hi, I am Shallalla, and this is the sixth part of Creativity Coach Reacts to Lady Gaga, the Chromatica interview with Zane Lowe. I am a bit sad that the series comes to an end, but I have super exciting news for you. I found a way to continue to look at Lady Gaga for you. But first things first, let's go through the final 10 minutes of this interview. Here's my laptop. And talk about the future at the end of the video. Let's start right here at that beautiful cliffhanger.
I got you in trouble, by the way. Full disclosure, I may have sent a message to Elton last night saying, wow, this Lady Gaga album is fantastic. To which he responded, Dear Zane, I haven't heard it yet. Love E.
First of all, he's on a world tour. He was, not anymore, but he was on this massive world tour, and the fact that he even made a song with me on the album was like a super joy. But actually, I've kept everything on lock, and I'm super private about my music, and I don't play it for everyone. I keep it to myself, and
That is actually something very healthy, to protect your creation as much as you can. Julia Cameron, she has this image that art needs a safe hatchery. So hiding your art from the world until you are ready to release it in the way it is meant to is actually a very good thing. Unless it is purely driven by perfectionism, but it doesn't sound to me like that's the case. To me, it sounds like I'm protecting my music. And yes, I'm wearing gloves because it's, as you can see, I'm in my car and it's freezing cold. To say it with Gaga, I'd rather be warm, but at least I'm alive. And I know that there are people out there who are waiting for this video. And yes, I'm talking to you right now. So I'm happy to freeze for you.
I'm in so much trouble now. Like, my gay dads are gonna be so mad.
You guys sound so, I mean, both of you sound so good on this song. And it's just a joy to hear you come together, because I know that you've come together in many different situations, and he's been there for you because he is that caring, sharing, wonderful person. When he brings you in and cares for you, he really stands by that.
He's been my mentor for a long time. I mean, he's always challenged me to...
You already know that I am a sucker for friendship between artists. It makes me so happy when people overcome the competition that is forced upon them and are there for each other and enjoy each other's company and each other's art. I remember reading an article online about another unusual friendship, Elton John with another artist you'd be surprised to know he's friends with, and whose name I'd better not mention in a Gaga-related video. Nevertheless, what struck me was the capture under a picture of the two of them. It says, they both make music. And at first I laughed out loud and thought how ridiculous that is, and probably written by an intern on their first day on the job. But then I thought, this is actually quite beautiful, and it says it all. Like, they both make music, and hence they are connected, like, beyond anything else.
Like, keep my head above water, and it's something that I always appreciate is that he knows when I'm down. Like, he just does, and he knows because I hide, because I never want anyone to like see me when I'm like that. And Blood Pop and everyone that I worked on this record with, like, including Morgan, when we were doing the interludes and the beginning and the end, right, of the album, like I would just burst into tears or have a panic attack or a trauma response. Like, they saw me go through so much. I hide.
A side note on panic attacks. If you suffer from them, then I really hope that you figured out how to help yourself, how to make yourself feel safe again. And it is only fair to tell these things to the people around you as well, which is, I'm pretty sure that Gaga did exactly that. She told them, okay, listen, Morgan, this is what I need when the panic hits, or this is what I need when I slide into a trauma response. For example, stay with me, but don't touch me. Or maybe hold my hand. Talk to me, don't talk to me. Tell me what year it is. Tell me where we are, describe the surrounding, etc. And this actually helps both parties, because I think that having a panic attack is almost as painful as watching someone go through one. So telling the people around you what they can do is actually a very kind thing to do.
But, you know, Elton's always really challenged me to take care of my artistry and to really take care of myself. And I really, really honor that about him. He is so uniquely special, and I cannot tell you how, like, instrumental in my life he's been to showing me that you can go all the way in life. You can go all the way, and decades and decades of a career, and be authentic. And
I just imagined, imagine you had somebody who told you, you can go all the way. Usually people say stuff like, yeah, stay small, think small, don't get overexcited and stuff like that. But imagine you had somebody who said, you know what, yes, it's possible. You can go all the way. You can be that superstar. You can be a musician for your whole life. Imagine that. And if you don't have somebody like that in your life, you have to be that person for yourself, which is harder. Cheering yourself on is harder, but it's possible. And somebody needs to tell you that the sky's the limit.
Be you and do good things in the world and take care of yourself and be there. Like, he's such an inspiration. And for me, it's been so important because, and I have also a very close relationship with his husband, David. And the truth is, I've had a harder time with older women. Other than, I would say, like, I feel like, you know, Celine Dion has been like such a warm and beautiful human being to me. But in terms of having a female mentor that goes like, this is how it's done, other than her and Carole King, who I, you know, briefly met, who was very supportive and like loving of my.
I'm not the biggest fan of saying these are female problems and these are male problems. But this reminds me of something, because I just said the competition that is forced upon artists. If you know Hailstorm and Lizzie Hale, there was an interview with her and two other female singers. They all experienced the same thing, which was when they went to a label and presented their demo, the response would be, we already have a band with a girl. Like, check, we don't need another girl. And I think that the competition is forced. I mean, think about this. What does that do to you? It's like there's only room for one girl, one woman. How is that possible? But I can imagine that what these three women said is actually a reflection of the whole business, and that it is just harder to overcome the competition.
Career, it's proven difficult for me to have someone in my life that would show me the way. Yeah. And having Elton and David has been so wondrul. And I'm gonna send Elton the record, because Elton, David, and the boys should hear it before it comes out. But he's gonna know what happened, you know, when he listens to it, because he knows me and he knows the difference of me going, you know, give me that fucking pink hat and tell everybody to shut up. I'm about to like play guitar and sing Joanne. And he knows when I sit down and I go, okay, how can I take something that's extremely painful for me and find the one piece of it that's universally human and help somebody else? And then let's see what it sounds like.
Wow. If this is her process, this is just amazing. How can I take this pain, find something universally human in it? I've actually just finished a script for a video that deals with pain as muse. And my theory is that it's not actually pain that makes art great. It's the attention to detail the pain forces onto you, to zoom in on the aching part and take care of it. And what Gaga says, it sounds to me like zooming out. And that seems to work as well. And I need to think about this.
Does it sound like I literally, Zane, when I make records, I can hear it, I see it. It's like the sound is colors, and then the word.
I don't know about you, but I love nothing more than artists who try to explain how they perceive art. Sound is colors. For me, sound is usually translated into movement. And I have a friend who describes colors as tastes. She would say something like a brownish yellow that tastes like an apple on the verge of rotting. And I think it's this translation process that's actually creating art. And it might be worth repeating that I don't claim to know some kind of super truth. I'm just feeling my way through and letting you in on it. And if there's something of value for you in there, that makes me insanely happy. And let me know, please, by hitting the like button and leaving a comment. Thank you.
Words just come to me. They fly into my brain, but I literally go open the portal, talk to the sound, listen for God, listen. And
this is why so many people and so many artists think they need to be intoxicated in order to make art. Alcohol, etc., makes it easier to open that portal, but it also shuts that portal completely if the level of intoxication is too high. So actually there is only like a small window where intoxication can actually help you. If you need to be under the influence of anything in order to create, please check your level of anxiety, check your shame, check whatever it is you're trying to overcome. And listen to God. She is not alone with that experience. A ton of artists feel like they are simply collaborating with something larger than themselves. William Blake, for example, or Puccini, who famously and courageously stated that the music from his opera Madame Butterfly was dictated to him by God, and he felt he was merely like an instrument in writing it down and sharing it with the world. And if you don't like to call it God, that is totally fine. But you might agree with me that there is actually something that is bigger than you and me and more intelligent than us. I like to call this creative force. If you're a fan of quantum physics, then maybe you want to call it the quantum field. Whatever works for you. Just don't discard this energy because you have a problem with the name.
Then make the music, and he's gonna hear that, and he's gonna know that I made a choice, and the choice was not just to make this record for myself, it was to make it for the world.
You talked about not
She's
having a lot of
person.
strong, significant female role models that could guide you and having to go somewhere else to find that. And we talked a little bit about how supportive as a collaborator you've been to Ariana, but also there was a little bit of trade because she showed you support on a personal level. You know, you brought Blackpink into this equation, who are obviously one of the most exciting groups to emerge on the world scene in a very long time. And it must be for you really nice to be able to, it must be kind of the ultimate closure to recognize what you didn't receive in kind, that you can share and you can show to others. I guess my question is, are you keeping an eye on the Blackpinks and the Aries of this world because of what you've been through?
100. I love Billie Eilish. I love all these younger artists. I'm there for you. I love you. I am not in competition with anyone. I want everyone to win. I want to support.
Someone asked me in the comments whether my opinion of Lady Gaga has changed now that I'm doing this analysis. And in all honesty, I love her more and more with everything she says. This level of support for other artists and saying there's no competition, that is also very much aligned with my own view of art and humanity, that I don't have a choice but to love her.
And love. But that's how I feel about the world, Zane. like just generally,
Yeah,
I
I
feel
totally
that
believe
my
that.
rebellion in life is to be kind, like to almost an annoyance to people. And I remember there was I forget what award show. I mean, you know, Billy's won like so many awards. And there was one night where she just swept a whole bunch of awards. And I said, send her some flowers. I wrote her a note. And for me, it's healing because I go, you know what? That hurt me that I didn't get that, but that's okay because I'm going to be that for someone else. And me being that for anyone is also a gift for me because I go, that means it doesn't not exist.
Yeah. There is a psychological trick, or is it really psychological? Maybe more in the new agey side. But anyway, regarding giving something away, you cannot give something away that you don't have. You can only give something that you have. Like, as an example, you can only give someone $1 if you have that dollar. So by giving away love and kindness and appreciation, etc., you actually tell yourself and the world that you possess all these things. And in that sense, giving away something makes you richer. And I think that's what Gaga is talking about here.
It does exist. And do I want people to love the record? For sure. Like, I'd love for people to love the record, but it's not just about the music, Zane. It's about who I am and what I'm trying to say.
We talked about values before. She has obviously done her homework and knows exactly what she stands for. I appreciate that a lot. It's the first step in opting to matter. These are my values and I intend to live by them. That's how you create meaning in your life.
Billboard that came out for this album said, "You are essential," right? I mean it. And I think that the simplicity of seeing something kind on your phone that's so simple, or just like walking down the street and just seeing block letters that are telling you that you matter. That's who I am. This is not just about music. This is about culture. This is about how can I do something?
Investing in it, exactly. Investing in it,
like,
seeing the rewards of it.
Where do I fit in? What do I mean in this industry? And you know what?
She's using a lot of meaning vocabulary. You matter, what do I mean? And I do not think that this is a coincidence that she phrased it like that. What do I mean? What is my meaning? And she's traveled so far, she knows that she's creating the meaning in her life by being kind up to an obnoxious level, as she put it, by making a record for the world, by sending flowers to the competition. Whether she actually took the time to articulate her life plan or not, she's definitely living by her values. And if you don't know what I'm talking about when I say life plan, it's the first step in the journey to making meaning. And I have a video on this, and I'll put the link on screen for you.
If my record is loved by people, great. And if not, I really hope that young female artists or young artists of any gender identity, any sexual identity, will know that I'm rooting for them and I love them. I think artists are beautiful. I think people are beautiful.
Yeah, we have that in common.
And I think this idea that we're rooting each other on, cheering each other on, I think it's so important. And look what's happened in this world with SARS-CoV-2. It's like this idea that we need to cheer each other on. I don't think that we've witnessed a time in history where this has felt more important.
Yeah, I agree.
And we should focus very much on those that need help the most. That's why I did the Global Citizen Special with the World Health Organization, is because I wanted to help the people that were the most in need. That's what the World Health Organization does.
The pandemic threw a lot of people into a meaning crisis, artists or non-artists. We all had to figure out ways how to deal with it. Everyone's life is disrupted. Some more dealing with horrible losses, some a little bit less. But nobody was unaffected. And this was a topic of the first part of this series, like how she stopped working on Chromatica in order to be more specific with helping the world. So I'm not getting into it here right now.
what we can see in all of this is, my God, the kindness. My gosh, everyone rooting for each other, everybody wanting to help each other, everybody relating that they can't go help their grandma. They can't, my grandma has cancer and has to go into the hospital for radiation, and she's in her 90s, and she has to go in by herself. And my mom is outside waiting for her, but my mom waited and got tested to go. It's like, everybody has their thing, right? But there's some people in the world that already had nothing. Like they already had what we can't even fathom, just a quality of life that we don't understand. And then this happened. So what about those people? And then I think to myself, that's gratitude. That's where gratitude is sparked, and that's what can inspire people to help each other.
We talked a lot, or I talked a lot about gratitude in part 3 of the series. So again, I don't want to repeat myself too much.
And I hope that through this record, and I hope that through the conduit that is me, that I can do whatever I can to just, be a citizen of the world. I was born this way. This is how I am. I feel this way, and help to shape and shift culture in a way that is kind. That is my rebellion. That's what makes me a punk, is that I don't give a f that people think I'm annoying because I talk about doing good things.
It's an interesting choice of words. It makes me a punk that I am kind and doing good things. Because if you look at the origin of the punk movement, which was all going against society, placing yourself outside of society through a forced ugliness that we now know as punk fashion, which is, by the way, a contradiction in itself, because punk was anti-fashion, that she now uses it. I am placing myself outside of society. My kindness makes me an outsider. That's pretty tough. It actually tells you a lot about what she must have gone through.
That's just who I am.
It's really great. I really enjoyed seeing you.
I enjoyed seeing you. I can't wait to be with you and dance to this music together. And I can't wait to see the world. I'm actually gonna go. I'm sure that it's no surprise for maybe me, but I'm probably going to go to every gay club that I can find when I'm allowed to go, and hug and kiss every human that I come in contact with, that when it's safe to, because I just love people so much. And I hope that the world knows that although I may have said some things in this interview that imply that I feel or have felt in the past attacked or objectified in some way, that's not holistically how I view the planet. It's something
I find it remarkable that she can make this difference. It's, again, now I am repeating myself, it's something very healthy that, yes, I've been assaulted, yes, I've been objectified, but it is my choice to love people. Gaga comes across as someone who finished her hero's journey, or one of her life's hero's journey, and she came out of it healed and more whole. And it's so beautiful to see, and I am so grateful that she's sharing all this with us, that she's so open about it. It's amazing.
I've learned is just one small piece of my experience, but holistically as a planet, I think we're really beautiful, and I think when hard things happen, we really rally and support each other.
And that's it. That was the whole interview. Thank you so very much for watching, for your likes and your comments. In the comments, lots of you asked me to react to Lady Gaga's music, to which I replied that normally, in my capacity as a creativity coach, I do not look at my client's art. Of course, Lady Gaga is not my client, unfortunately, nevertheless. So I had to find a way to fulfill your wish and at the same time stay true to myself. And then the wonderful Joe Holmes asked me whether I'd be interested in reacting to Chromatica together with him, because he got a lot of requests to react to the album as well. For those of you who don't know Joe yet, he is a radio presenter, a writer, a songwriter, and so much more. And he loves Lady Gaga. I can't think of anybody better to collaborate on this, and I can't wait to dive into the music together with him and share it with you. We're going to do this on Joe's channel. There's the link for you. If you want to see us reacting to Chromatica, subscribe right now. Joe is also very active on Instagram, and if you follow him there, you'll be in the loop and won't miss the start of this series. If you want to accompany Joe and me on our journey through The Artist's Way by Julia Cameron, a book that I frequently talked about in this reaction series, we're doing that right now, and I'll link to the playlist for that as well. This has been a blast. I have learned so much about and from this beautiful artist, Lady Gaga. I'm deeply grateful for this experience. And if you're one of the people who left a like in order to watch the next part, or who left a comment or shared my content, please know that you have a very special place in my heart. Lots of love. See you very soon. Bye.